dear viewers, and welcome to a new edition of our program Africa Today. In today's edition, we are going to talk about the energy in Africa. And we'll start with this report where establishing an integrated strategy for producing green hydrogen is gaining support in Egypt. Officials said the strategy is meant to empower Egypt to generate and use hydrogen using renewable energy instead of the fossil fuels. More details.
During a meeting with the Electricity Ministry Saturday, Sisi urged the preparation of an integrated national strategy for the production of green hydrogen in light of the growing international interest in this promising source of energy for the near future. Green hydrogen is the hydrogen fuel created by using renewable energy instead of fossil fuels to almost eliminate harmful emissions. Sisi reportedly urged the preparation of an integrated strategy for hydrogen production in cooperation with different state sectors. The strategy targets empowering Egypt to generate and use hydrogen, coping with the international progress in this field, along with international experiences and adding green hydrogen energy to the integrated national system of energy. The meeting reportedly reviewed the developments of Egypt's cooperation with experienced international bodies in the field of generating green hydrogen using renewable energy. In January, Egypt's Ministry of Electricity signed an agreement with Germany's Siemens to start studies for establishing a pilot project for producing green hydrogen in Egypt. The ministry said it would update Egypt's energy strategy 2035 to include green hydrogen.
Welcome back. To shed more light on the energy issue and the green hydrogen, we are very much delighted to have with us over the phone Engineer Raouf Ghaffar, our economic expert. Mr. Engineer Ghaffar, good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon to you, my dear.
Mr. Ghaffar, how important is the drive actually to produce green hydrogen?
The whole world now is very environment cautious.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Hello, sir. Mr. Ghaffar? Hello, sir.
Yes.
Yes, I do believe that we had some technical issue. Please go ahead, sir.
No problem. As I was saying,
yes.
The whole world now is becoming more and more cautious about the environment. And every body is now looking for new energy that are clean and that are not that are environment friendly. We have seen this in the solar energy, we've seen this in the wind energy, now production of hydrogen, and these are all aiming to a better environment friendly world, a better health cautious world, etc. So I think that this huge project, as it looks to be, inshallah, represents one very huge step towards the movement of Egypt into becoming one of the countries that are utilizing the new energy and the clean energy.
Indeed. Sir, what state sectors would be involved in the integrated strategy actually to produce the green hydrogen from your point of view?
Well, I mean, the Ministry of Environment, of course, you're talking about the authorities in Egypt and the involvement of. This is, in my opinion, it should be looked at as a national project, and everybody can help. I'm sure that it will be an integral work from everybody in the government to take part in such a huge leap, I should say, into the green technology.
Yes. Sir, actually, the strategy reportedly targets empowering Egypt actually to generate and to use the green hydrogen. What are the uses of the green hydrogen, Mr. Ghaffar?
Well, I mean, this is an energy. It will be conducted into, I mean, it will be directed into the operation of industry. It will be for the generation of power. It will be, I mean, this is a clean energy, and it will be used in anything that requires energy. And mind you, in my opinion, the project from where we hear about should, as I said, represent a big production and will give the opportunity to use this energy in the development in Egypt, in all sectors, in my opinion.
Yes. Sir, how would this step actually impact the economy?
I beg your pardon?
How would this step impact the economy here in Egypt?
I mean, any development has an impact directly into the economy. And energy is one of the infrastructure that is needed for development. And having infrastructure side by side with other infrastructures like communication, telecommunication, roads, airports, harbor, ports, etc., it pours into the economy of the country, and it will be a big help in the development and in attracting a lot of investors that are now, again, very cautious about the environment and like to use clean energy in their productions. And I'm sure this would be a very big asset for Egypt.
Yes, sir. President Sisi on Saturday actually discussed the power linkage with the neighboring countries. How would you weigh this step?
First of all, I mean, one cannot speak about the power linkage without remembering the miracle we did in electricity, particularly.
Yeah.
And I mean, this again, I look at it from another point of view. If we can produce energy that can substitute part of our electrical production of of electrical energy, this will give us more room to export more energy, more electricity to link Egypt with not only neighboring country but even further, and we can cooperate and even sell this energy if needs be, which is again a very big input for the economy at the end of the day. So of course we have done a great deal. We know that we are now linked to Sudan, we are linked to Jordan, I mean we are linked to Saudi Arabia, a lot of neighboring countries, and we are moving into Europe very soon. So this is of course something of extreme importance to our economy.
Yes. Sir, how would power linkage with neighboring countries impact the intra-African ties, and how would you list its economic effects?
Part of the integration, I mean, we are talking about the integration of Africa, about reaching a stage where Africa will form a big union, of course, to link ourselves with other, hopefully, with more and more African countries. This will, tighten the relation, will increase the ties, and will pour into the integration of the continent, and will help other countries develop. And this is exactly what we want for our continent.
Yes. Sir, actually the Renewable Energy Country Attractiveness Index for the year 2021, which was actually released last month, said Egypt jumped to the 20th place. How do you see that?
I see it, beautiful. You see, Egypt has a blessing from God. We have all what it takes to produce clean energy.
Yes.
And we have ignored that for a long time. But lately we have started. We have sun 360 days a year.
Yes.
And this is the main source of clean energy. We should concentrate on that. And now we've seen the BAM project and other solar production stations.
Yeah.
I think we should increase our production in this type of energy. And I mean, as I was saying, I repeat, we have all what it takes to produce clean energy at a reasonably low cost, which represent, once again, a very big and important asset in the development, not only of Egypt, but and the neighboring countries and Africa in general.
Finally, Mr. Ghaffar, what potentials does Africa have in the renewable energy field?
I think Africa has a lot of assets. They have resources, they have a hell of a lot of assets. That needs to be exploited and they need to be transformed into industries and products. Energy represents the main prime mover of all industries and of all development.
Yes.
So renewable energy again can play a huge role into the development of Africa globally.
Indeed. Mr. Raouf Ghaffar, our economic expert, many thanks for being with us today. Always a pleasure to listen to your precious input. And moving on, in Africa, where humanitarian suffering escalating in the Tigrayan region of Ethiopia, the UN Security Council held a meeting on the crisis. The UN acting humanitarian coordinator warned of an alarming rise in hunger, saying that more than 400,000 people are estimated to have crossed the threshold into famine, and other 1.8 million are on the brink of famine. More details.
The UN Security Council held a long-delayed open meeting on Tigray Friday. The session adjourned after statements by representatives of member states with no debate or consideration of a resolution. Speaking on behalf of the African group, Kenyan Representative Martin Kimani called for an African solution to the conflict and called on Ethiopia to embrace the tools of mediation adopted by the African Union. Ethiopian Representative Taye Atske Selassie told the Council Ethiopia is undergoing a significant transformation and it was not our preference to have an open meeting because it is an internal matter. The approach was also endorsed by Russian Ambassador Vasily Nebenzia. The UN Acting Humanitarian Coordinator Ramesh Rajasingham warned of an alarming rise in hunger, saying that more than 400,000 people are estimated to have crossed the threshold into famine, and another 1.8 million people are on the brink of famine.
Africa, the second largest continent, recorded more than 251,000 new COVID cases and 20% increase from the prior week and 12% increase from the January peak. More than 16 African countries now, including Malawi and Senegal, are recording an uptick in the new cases. More details.
Across Africa, less than 2% of all people have been inoculated due to a slow international vaccine rollout that has left poorer nations waiting for the life-saving shots. The World Health Organization said Thursday Africa, where less than 2% of the population is vaccinated against COVID-19, experienced its worst surge of cases last week since the pandemic began. The second largest continent recorded more than 251,000 new COVID cases during the week ending July 4, a 20% increase from the prior week and a 12% increase from the January peak. According to an analysis of Johns Hopkins University data, active cases in Africa recently surpassed 642,000, eclipsing a second wave peak of 528,000 active cases in January. More than 16 African countries, including Malawi and Senegal, are seeing new cases rise. The more transmissible Delta variant has been detected in at least 10 of those countries. Uganda, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Namibia, Zambia, Rwanda, and Tunisia are also experiencing some of the worst upticks in infections. Hospitalizations have increased by more than 40% across the continent in recent weeks.
We're establishing an integrated strategy for the producing of the green hydrogen, which is gaining support in Egypt. And while our officials are saying that the strategy is meant actually to empower Egypt to generate and to use the hydrogen using renewable energy instead of the fossil fuels. Indeed, it's a very important step towards the energy sector in Egypt and the green energy in our country, which is gaining great support from the Egyptian administration. And that was our topic for today's discussion in Africa Today. Till tomorrow with another crew. I'm Mahisty Rabia signing off. Many thanks for watching.